My name is Davinder Kaur. Hi, my name is Davinder Kaur SANGHA. As a part of Master's project, I am giving individual reflection regarding our project as a team of 4 members. Our project was online order and delivery driver platform. So the next is stakeholders that were being involved in our project were Mr. Nasir Muhammad, who was computer network and system engineer, and he was her client. And next is Mr. Khalid Ahmed, who was our supervisor during the project and guided us very well. And then is Dr. Bilal Chaudhry, who was our workshop tutor, and he provided guidance all through the project regarding the various phases, how to proceed. Next is my team members. Our team leader was Sainath. Then other one is the Vimsidhar Reddy and Manpreet Kaur. Next is project overview. Regarding the project overview, as the name depicts, the UCLA was the company who requested the project, and as the project was regarding the online order and delivery driver platform, so it was regarding the current pandemic which has arisen, and in regard to that they were looking for the new delivery platform, because as we know it is very hard to have the access to real stores during this time. So UCLA as a logistic company was looking for new platform where they can have the ease of honor customer and driver under the various delivery platforms, so that the owner can add the products, update the store, check the status and ship the items, and the customer can easily explore the various categories he is looking for. And as a driver, one can register and deliver the products. So this was basically the project overview, and it was proposed in regard to the current pandemic. So that's the problem we need to solve. So as we know, the literature review is the foundation of every project, and regarding the contribution to this project, I had searched various literature articles, and for that I'm attaching the few screenshots. So my major contribution in regard to the preparation of storyboard was, as we know, storyboard is very critical for the initiation of the project. So my major contribution to this was recognition of user stories, as a users were driver, customer and the owner. So in regard to them, we need to identify few user stories that how they are going to use the system. So I identified those ones during the storyboard. And regarding the project approach, I recommended the agile scrum methodology to facilitate the project, and for this one as well I have attached the screenshot. And the next one is the explanation of the project approach. As I have said, I recommended the agile scrum methodology for project. The basic reason behind that one was that maybe there might be some changes during the development of the project. So this agile scrum methodology allows to have the changes incrementally over the life cycle of the project. So that's why we decided on this one. And I was during the progression of project, I was happy with that we followed this approach, because during the process we need to make some changes in regard to the requirements of the client supervisor. Next is the project roadmap. After the storyboard, as we progress towards the roadmap, so as I said in the storyboard, I have the user stories, and for that I needed the we need, when we assign users with that we need to complete these activities. So for that there should be a criteria which should say what criteria defines them as being accepted. So identified how the acceptance criteria would work. Next is on the roadmap, we also need to define the project schedule, that how activities will go through the project, like sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, and demonstration and the completion of project write-up. All those things we need to identify. Though the major work for this one was regarding the preparation of Gantt chart was done by SANGHA, who was a team leader, but in collaboration I recommended him regarding the what deadlines we must set for the project. But the major work was done with Excel sheet by him. I recommended him regarding the non-working days, how to eliminate those days when we are working with the Excel. So in collaboration I did some work on this project schedule. Next is evidence for the contribution during the sprints. As we know, the sprints are very important part of the project, as a project develops slowly through the sprints. So as a user, I said there were 3 users, so I was basically concerned with the owner side user. And for this one we needed something that how the user will user as a owner will work through the like system. So I did some literature review and used the tool dra.io to design the system workflow diagram for the owner. So I use this one. For this I am attaching the evidence how I did this thing. And continuing further, this was the and like a workflow diagram that it generated. This was regarding the workflow diagram. Next was using the wireframe, developing the wireframe for the owner. For this I use a Corel Draw to design this one. It was like wireframes, we know they are of prime importance for the project because they are base for the prototype, that how it will be developed. For this one I did some research, and we collectively as a team learned how to use the Corel Draw to work with the wireframes. So once we were able to like use the explore how to use the Corel Draw, then we designed different pages. And as a user, as an owner, I was assigned how the owner will like log in into the system and able to create the account, and then he can add the various items for the customers to view, like explore. Then once the items would be added, he can add description, quantity, price, and the product name. So this was prepared by researching the literature as well by following the workflow diagram that was developed for the owner. So this was regarding the wireframe for the owner. Next one is the prototype. Main prototype for the project was developed using the Adobe XD version 2020, and this was very exciting tool because here we can have rather than in the wireframe we can only use the use it as a like sketch, but in this we can like add various colors, resolution setup, and many other features like images we can add, which improve the quality of the design. So it was very exciting to use this one. And for again this I use for the owner side, where I followed the wireframe as the basis to design this. And in this one can add the like as the owner add the items and see what orders for items he have done from the manufacturing unit, and how he can improve the what things he can add in the customer service. What is the profile, in the profile we like worked on to add the KVC verification. And I was very excited to work with this, as it is a feature where one can like eliminates the chances of getting the fraud, as KVC helps to know your customer, so it automatically goes into the system. So when another time the same customer would come, so the chances of fraud would decrease. It will verify the customer. So these were the like for the owner. And after that as we know, designing the so we did the survey for this one. And for my part, I was assigned to design questions for the survey, and I'm just attaching the few screenshots of a few questions. This is how I designed the questions. The major part of uploading the survey was done by other team members, but I was only concerned with designing the questions for the project. I worked on the literate scale, which is 5 point, followed the 5 point system of the literate scale, ranging from extremely important to not at all important approach. And it was also exciting to use this system. Next, coming to the last things, what were the unique things that I learned during this project? Basically, the very first thing I would like to discuss about is that tools, which tools I had used for this project. That were draw.io, which used for the workflow diagram, and CorelDRAW for designing the wireframes, and Adobe XD for developing the prototype. So these were very exciting tools to use. And next is in-depth literature synthesis. As in the previous 3 semesters, there was a lot to learn regarding the literature synthesis. But even then, in the project, I get the real approach on how to work with the literature and relate it to the real life scenarios. So it allowed me to learn how to prepare on work by connecting with scholarly conversation. So it was really a good opportunity to learn how to make connection with literature, basically. So it would be very useful for my future as well. Then is application of literate scale. Learned how to apply 5 point system in questionnaires designed based on importance. So it was really a kind of appreciation on the part of supervisor and tutor who guided throughout how to apply the questions for this literate scale. And I think it would be in future very useful for me. And then is importance of surveying, then generating results by quantitative analysis for the project. Basic analysis were done by other team members, but so as I worked through all the project, how the things went through the write-up report as well during writing once it was developed. So how the results were useful for the getting knowledge regarding the market or the customers. So how the surveys are important then realized. And next is learned about importance of project schedule and milestones as being the cornerstone for the completion of project. As I earlier said, Gantt chart was developed in collaboration with SANGHA. So all through the project progression, I learned how important was the development of this project schedule. Without that, the things would not be able to complete on time. Next is what are the ideas that would like to have the improvement, or what were the things that I identified. The basic thing was the major liking about the project was that it was exciting to work as a team whole on the project or in the semester, because earlier we usually have few assignments given based on the requirements of the course. So all through the semester we worked as a team, and that was a great. We might had challenges few times, and we tried to solve them with the collaboration. And so it was exciting and fun being within a team. And other things were that using very interesting tools such as draw.io, CorelDRAW, and Adobe XD. Draw.io was learned in earlier semesters as well, so it was easy to use that, where the CorelDRAW and Adobe XD were new. So I like those very much. Reminded me of the childhood, how interesting was those painting kind of things. So it was really interesting thing to use. So though the project was a stressful thing, but it was made interesting by these tools. So the things that would like to I didn't like much about the project was that need to improve certain aspects, such as introducing new technologies in coursework, which would be wonderful for future use. Other than this, there were few improvements that I would like to suggest. There should be a real life scenarios introduced to students so that they can get chance to learn and explore the project. So this was all about the ideas. Next is basically conclusion. So I would conclude the project as the project aim to develop set of web-based applications. First application will be used to place the orders, second one will be used to process the orders, and third, three types of users will use the application: owner, customer, driver. All the users have their own accounts, and the project will optimize the overall business process and aim to reduce the cost in regard to the coronavirus. I think like this project will be useful uh, to ease the various kind of users. And that's all about the project, reflection of the project. Thanks for listening.